Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am doing a road trip. I'm going to be picking up my new RV, so I'm going to bring you along with me, and of course I'll do an MPG run while we're at it, and then give you some updates on some of the recent products that I've been testing here with the truck. The entire trip is about 200 miles one way, and earlier this morning I did top off the fuel tank. I'm only going to be monitoring 150 miles approximately for the MPG run officially. And so stick around, I'll share those results at the end of the video. And then I also did a weigh-in. I weighed myself, or I should say I weighed the truck with myself in it. And I'll be talking about that more in a future video, so definitely make sure you're subscribed. But the last time I did an official MPG run with the truck was a little over 2 years ago. The truck only had 1,700 miles on it approximately, and it was actually this same exact route on the way to pick up my last RV over 2 years ago. And so the big question for today is, now that the truck has, well, almost 20,000 miles on it, now that the engine is fully broken in, am I going to see any gains on the MPG side? And, I'm expecting maybe just a little bit better than the last go round when I did this at 1,700 miles, but probably not a big jump, but we'll see. I've got some beautiful mountain scenery, as you can see. I always love this drive coming up 111, but to kick things off, let me answer one question right out of the gate, and that is, why am I driving over 3 hours to pick up my next RV? And as I said before, this is the second time that I've done this. And guys, I'm sure you can relate to this, but it really comes down to the fact that, we work hard to earn a living, and we want our dollar to stretch as far as it possibly can. And so when I am shopping for an RV, of course, I competitively shop at different dealerships and try to get the best price possible. And a lot of times you're kind of forced to choose between service and price, where either you're going to get a really good price and not so great service, or you're going to get really good service, but you're going to pay a premium price. And I'm driving all the way to Cookeville, Tennessee, to Cookeville RV and Marine, because I'm not having to sacrifice. I'm getting a very competitive price. And this is not sponsored, by the way, guys. They're just a great family dealership to work with. But I'm getting a competitive price, but they're also just so easy to work with. There's no gimmicks, no bait and switch. So guys, I highly recommend Cookeville RV. When you reach out to them, make sure to ask for my salesman, Adam West. He's gonna take care of you. And they're just a phenomenal dealership to work with. So in short, that is why I'm driving 3+ hours to pick up my next RV. Okay, so as far as updates go, if you didn't catch last week's video talking about the new series that I'm starting, the Weekend Warrior series, definitely check it out. And then if you're interested just in general on an owner review on my truck here, this is my 2024 GMC Sierra 2500 HD. It is a gasser. If you're interested in a 2-year review, definitely check out the one that I did a few months back. The first update that I want to give you is on the ICECO, the IPT20 back here, plus the battery that I added to it. And guys, this setup is absolutely perfect. Today's a great example where I've got it loaded up with beverages and snacks, things that normally I wouldn't be able to bring along because they need to be refrigerated. And so it's perfect. And I can get in, even while I'm driving, safely get in here and access things. And so really like this setup a lot. And the best part about having it with the magnetic battery is that, I'm gonna get to the dealership here in a couple hours, and the truck's gonna be sitting off for a couple hours, but with the battery attached to it here in the front, it's still gonna be running, and it can run for, a full day off the grid like that. And then once I get back into the truck on my way home, it's getting charged back up. And so I really like this setup a lot, and it just fits so nicely in the back of the truck here. Next product is the Pioneer Subwoofer, and this is under my passenger seat right here. I installed it back in the summer, so about 8 to 9 months going back. By the way, guys, if I didn't mention it already, I'll include links to all these detailed videos down below if you're interested in the full details. But the Pioneer subwoofer, just like the ICECO, it really benefits on a road trip day like today. I can turn my music up and it just fills in the low end and makes everything sound a lot richer and fuller. You know, I've got the SLE trim right here, and so it doesn't have the Bose sound system. It just has the basic 6 speakers. And so adding that subwoofer, I tell you what, I wish I had done it sooner because it really fills everything in very nicely. So I highly recommend doing that. And there's other subwoofers you can get too that fit under the passenger seat there, but all the install details and everything are in that previous video. All right, next update is going to be on the LED bulbs I've got out back. I've got some aftermarket LEDs in the reverse, and then the license plate bulbs there. And if you followed my channel for any time, then you know that last summer I had some lighting issues on the truck. The LCM, the lighting control module, failed on my truck and I had to have it replaced. But when I brought the truck in, I had a different brand of LED bulbs out back at the time. When I brought the truck into the dealership, because I had those LED bulbs, the warranty claim was denied and I had to pay out of pocket. It wasn't really that expensive in the end. And to be fair, guys, the GM owner's manual says do not put LED bulbs in place of incandescents, and I just didn't know that. And so really that was on me, but I wanted to give an update because the LCM was replaced last summer, and then I've been running last fit LED bulbs in the rear and the reverse and the license plate for the last few months. Haven't had any issues whatsoever there, and really just wanted to give an update there. You know, my understanding is the way the LCM works, it is a very sophisticated device that's constantly, you know, checking the voltage and the draw and making adjustments. And sometimes they just fail. And so it's hard to know in the end, was it the other bulbs that I had out back there that caused it to fail, or did the LCM just fail on its own? And so, you know, there's really no definitive way to prove that. But I did want to give an update that I'm running the last fit, they're working great. And really the reason for doing it for me is just that I can see out back when I'm reversing. The last fit bulbs are so much brighter, and it just makes it a lot safer and a lot easier for me to see when I'm backing up at night. And then last update I'll give is on the new tonneau cover out back. I put the Retrax Pro easy off about 2 months ago. And most of you probably know that I had the back revolver X4S prior. I had run that cover for a little over 2 years, and I really liked that cover a lot. But I wanted to provide some new content for the channel and test out a different tonneau cover. And so that was the reason for switching. Nothing was wrong with the back X4S. So I've been running the Retrax Pro easy off for the last 2 months, and really the big thing that's different about it's a retractable tonneau cover, but the big thing that's different about it is the canister is actually removable with these quick release tabs. And so you can actually take out the entire canister from the back of your bed. And that's really the biggest complaint that I had, and I'm sure many of you do with retractable tonneau covers, is that they take up so much space in the back of your bed. And so the fact that this one is removable, that's why I decided to put it in and test it out. So I've been running for 2 months, and I plan to do some more content on it soon. But the most common question that I've gotten so far on it is, you know, how does it hold up in the rain? And I mean, I think with any tonneau cover in the rain, you're gonna get some leakage, right? Because it's sealing up against the bed rails of a truck, and you know, some of those areas are a little bit tricky. So I think we have to have realistic expectations when it comes to aftermarket tonneau covers. But so far over the last 2 months, I've really only had 2 really good heavy rains to test it in. And so both times, you know, the truck was in the garage completely dry. I took it out, did my driving in the rain, and then I came back, opened up the tailgate and retracted the cover, and with a flashlight looked all along the perimeter of the inside bed there. And so here's what I found so far. Again, this is just after 2 heavy rains. I'll come back and do a follow-up video once I got some more experience under my belt with it. But the good news is, along the tailgate, so far it looks like it lets less water in at the tailgate than the back revolver, which surprised me because the Retrax Pro uses more of a wiper seal on the end there at the tailgate, whereas the back revolver X4S used a bulb seal that compressed against the tailgate. And so I just assumed that it would have done a better job. But just based on the 2 heavy rains I've had with it so far, it seems like there's a lot less water coming in at the tailgate compared to the back revolver. And so that's really good. As far as along the sides of the bed, I didn't see any water whatsoever up until the bulkhead. I noticed just a little bit, some trickles down the sidewall where the actual canister is. And I think what's going on right there is the canister has the same foam seal that the side rails have, but the side rails are clamped down. And so there's a significant amount of pressure applied to them, whereas the canister, it does lock in with the quick release clasp, but it's also just gravity mostly that's holding it down against the side rails. And so I think maybe those seals at the canister along the sides are not compressing quite as much as the actual side rails that are clamped. And so water can just trickle in just a small amount again, guys, but I did notice it. And then I did notice a little bit in the corners at the bulkhead, which I think is pretty common for most tonneau covers. I haven't tried to, add any sealant or do anything like that yet. I want to see how it does more in the rain before I make any adjustments. But as far as the retractable surface itself that covers the entire bed, I did not detect any water, any rainwater whatsoever coming in there. So overall, it seems to do really well in the rain. But like I said, guys, I'll follow up with more content on that in the future. So anyways, guys, those are the updates that I wanted to give you. I've got about a little less than 30 miles to go to my fill-up point, so I will report back with the final MPG numbers over this about 150 miles or so that I'm recording it. Now, for those curious, the tire pressures that I'm running, 65 in the front, 72 in the back, and then, average speed, I started out on the interstates going about 75, but now on these highways, it's been between 55 and 65. So I imagine the overall average speed will probably be low 60s, high 50s at the end. But I'll report back and we'll find out if the MPGs have gone up now that the engine is fully broken in. All right, so just filled up, and of course I waited 36 seconds because it's a 36-gallon fuel tank, and then I topped off. So let's go in here to the trip and see. Okay, so it's showing 16.6. That's the truck calculated MPG for the 154.8 miles. 16.6, that is exactly what I calculated by hand 2 years ago doing this same run. So let's calculate it by hand here and see. So we've got 154.8 miles divided by, and it was 8.861 gallons. Okay, wow, check this out. So 17.4 miles per gallon. Again, the truck is showing 16.6, but yeah, I mean, last time I did this, 16.6 was the hand calculated, and 17.4, I mean, this was impromptu. There could be some error involved, but that's very impressive. You can see their average speed, 60 miles per hour. And I mean, this is an HD truck. It weighs 8,000 pounds. It sits up high. It's got big tires, 17.4. I'm very pleased with that. So You know, it could be an anomaly, but it seems like that with the engine broken in, that the MPG did go up just a little bit. Well, anyways, guys, I am off to my next stop to officially pick up the new RV, to be revealed in a future video, so definitely make sure you're subscribed. As always, thanks for watching.